Why it sucks to be born as a household centipede. This is why it sucks. Wow.
Size of a grain of rice, and bam, you're on your own.
Ew!
It's pitch black, damp,
I'm
and
really
musty.
scared of bugs. So
The smell
let's
of
see how
mildew
I fare.
hangs heavy in the air, and the floor
Is this weird? Is this a bad take? I really love the smell of like basements, like the mildewy smell. I don't know why. It could be like one of those nostalgia things where you like it because you smelled it when you're younger, maybe? I also like the smell of manure when I was young. Now I don't.
and the floor is covered in dust, old spider webs, and
Ew!
who knows what else.
I hate those words.
This is where you begin your life, in
This
the
is where it
grimy,
all
forgotten
begins.
corner of a basement. No warm welcomes here, no cozy
That's
hugs.
really sad.
Your mom? She's long gone, off to start her next family.
What?
Probably in another corner of this damp laundry room.
What?
It's just you and
My
your siblings.
mama centipede
Anywhere from
abandoned
60
me.
to 150 of them. And let's be honest, they'll eat you without a second thought. You're not family to them, you're a snack. It's survival of the fastest, and you've barely figured out how to use your legs. You start out with just 4 pairs, a measly 8 spindly little twigs.
Oh.
In centipede terms, you're basically a starter kit. Nowhere near the full-blown
Do they-
horror you'll grow into. Forget childhood wonder
They
or
grow more
carefree
legs? That's so
exploration.
cool.
There's no time to marvel at the damp wonderland you've been born into. It's survival of the fastest.
Survival of
Because
the
if you're slow,
fastest.
you're somebody's meal. Your
I don't
mom,
want to be a meal.
yeah, she'd eat you. Spiders, definitely. Ants,
Uh,
oh, they'd love to drag your tiny
Why
body
do I
back to
wanna
their
eat
nest like a
them?
grotesque party favor. So you move your
That's
tiny
so
legs as
messed up.
fast as they'll go, scuttling
Do you
for
think
food
this
and
is
a
how it
safe
is
place to
for
hide
in
like
the
your
world
life
for
depends
short
on it.
people? They have to try and run as fast as they can so they don't get eaten by everyone. Maybe I wouldn't know because I'm a 6-foot giant, but it's pretty rough out there for short people, I guess. Sorry, chat. It must be scary.
Because, spoiler alert, it does. No place to hide? You might as well be a jelly-filled donut at a police station, and let's face it, those odds aren't great. It's a dark, damp world out there, and you're just trying not
You said Drew is 3'4". Okay, excuse me, sir. I'm not 3'4". I'm actually 6'8". Thank you very much.
to die in the first 5 minutes. When you're this small, your menu is basically the fast food dollar menu of the underworld. Forget about taking down the big prey like the
Damn.
adults. Your forcipules, the tiny modified legs by your mouth,
they're
might as
cute.
well be
Okay, they're not
toothpicks
cute.
at this stage. Instead, you scrape together whatever pitiful scraps the universe leaves behind.
Aw.
A crumb from a silverfish, or maybe the
Ew.
remains of an insect that had a worse day than you did. Every once in a while, fate decides to toss you a crumb. Jackpot.
Thank you,
A
Fate.
fly trapped in a cobweb. It's like finding a wrapped candy bar on the
Wouldn't he get stuck in the web, though? And then get eaten? Oh, no.
sidewalk. Questionable. Slightly gross.
Questionable.
But who are you to say no?
Exactly.
The only
I'd eat the
problem?
candy bar off
The spider's
sidewalk.
probably watching from the shadows, sharpening its
Yeah.
8 tiny knives and waiting for you to make a move.
That's what I was
It's
thinking.
a high-stakes heist for a meal, but hey,
High-stakes
that's
heist.
life when you're a basement dweller.
Aw.
Everything around you seems like
Makes
it's
me
part
feel
of
so
some
bad for
twisted
centipedes.
survival game. Spiders lurk in the shadows, ready to pounce. Ants march in intimidating, coordinated
They
armies.
bite at ants? That's
One
crazy.
wrong
I thought
move,
ants are like
and you can
puny.
find yourself stuck in a sticky patch of dust or washed away by a leaky pipe strip. The basement isn't just your home, it's a battlefield. And let's not forget the light.
You don't hate
Whenever
centipedes?
someone
Me neither.
turns on the basement light, it's like the sun exploding into your sensitive little world.
Aw.
You freeze for a second, trying to figure out if this is your moment of doom, then scurry into the nearest crack
Scurry
you can
away!
find.
Mm.
After some time and several meals, it happens.
They live for months?
Your exoskeleton starts to feel tight. It's not painful, but it's definitely
Chat, my skin feels tight. I need you to take it off of me. I need to strip this mortal coil. Ah!
uncomfortable, like wearing leather pants to Thanksgiving dinner.
What?
So, what do? You molt. It's a messy process, and for a little while, you're more vulnerable than ever. You've got no protection, no
They literally peel their skin off? That's kind of cool.
hard shell to keep you safe. All you can do is hole up and wait for your new exoskeleton to harden.
Me just
When you
waiting for
emerge,
my
you're a new
exoskeleton to
centipede,
harden.
bigger,
Holy shit.
bolder, and with more legs to your name.
Now he can eat the.
That's right.
Now he can eat
You've
the
leveled
ants. Holy shit!
You're still
more
a ways
legs.
from being the nightmare-inducing adult house centipede that makes humans
God.
want to burn their entire residence down when they see you, but
this is
you're
making
getting
me itchy.
there.
I don't like
Each
this.
molt brings
like
you closer to your ultimate form, and with every passing day, you're sharpening your skills, learning how to survive in a world that seems determined to unalive.
You know it's so messed up? They're going through all this to get big and grow and be strong. Then they're gonna be a big, gross, icky centipede, and some human's gonna go, "Ew!" and just squish it immediately.
Okay, so you're 3 molts in and no longer the size of a grain of rice. You've reached what can only be described as your juvenile stage. By now you're rocking 9 pairs of legs, give or take.
Ill.
And sometimes it's necessary to give, because in a pinch you can ditch a leg and regenerate it with the next molt. You figured out this whole hunter thing too. Silverfish? Easy. Ants? Not a problem.
Nice.
The occasional
Get
spider?
revenge.
A bit risky, but worth the effort. You use your legs to lasso one, or sometimes more prey at a time, immobilizing the unlucky fellow by injecting him with venom from your forcipules, making dinner easier to manage.
Holy frick, that's crazy. They do that?
Life continues in this cycle. Hunt, molt, hide.
Hunt, molt,
it's
hide.
year
Hunt,
3,
molt, hide.
and you are
that's
now
an
an adult.
Oh
Imagine
God,
the absolute horror the humans you live with would feel if they knew your lifespan. Maybe they wouldn't feel so disturbed by the idea of you if they knew how many pests you and your extended family have consumed. Oh, who are you kidding? There's no way a human would feel anything other than complete panic when seeing...
Wait, do centipedes eat the creepy crawly S-words? Cause that's why I kept him around. Once I had a centipede in my bathroom. I gave him a name. I don't remember his name anymore. And he sat there for or was it a silverfish? I don't know. But he sat there for a while. I think it was a silverfish. What's the difference? Centipede. This is what they look like. They're kind of awful. Silverfish. I think this is what was in my bathroom. I'm gonna close that now. I didn't like looking at that. I had a little son. I don't know. I had a little friend because someone convinced me they eat S-words, so I'm like, it's okay, you can stay. And then he was gone! No, someone convinced me that S-words eat them, so I thought he was eating up like a little snack. They look like a hot dog with legs.
A disembodied mustache scurrying across the floor at 2 a.m. or any other hour for that matter. Your body is now around 1.5 inches long. Add 30 gangly legs and antennae so absurdly long they practically defy physics. You've doubled in size and maxed out the creep factor. This solidifies you as the creepiest senti-huz on Oak. And these legs aren't just for speed. They're finely tuned vibration detectors, making you a blur of motion and chaos. When you bolt across the floor at lightning speed, it's less like watching a bug and more like witnessing a demon materialize and vanish before your very eyes.
I would cry and shit my pants if I saw that.
A twisted optical illusion that leaves people doubting if you were ever really there. You're not just a bug. You're the embodiment of primal fear. The creeping horror they'll swear they see in their peripheral vision long after you've disappeared. With adulthood comes responsibilities. It's time to bring in the next generation into the dark, damp, musty world. If there were a dating app for house centipedes, it would be less Hinge and more DoorDash. Like deciding on where to order from, finding a female is the hardest part. Once you do, it's just one awkward dance, an antenna touch, and you're off.
Centipede sex!
But not before dropping your spermatophore. Basically a nursery in a sack. Oh, what's her name will get
what sack?
to work on for basically a nursery in a sack.
Oh, a nursery in a sack.
Oh, what's her name will get to work on laying eggs. And like Warren Jeffs, your bloodline will continue in a mortifying way. By year 7, you retired. Somehow you've outlived most of your siblings.
These fucks live 7 years? I've been told bugs will live like a couple months maybe. Or like days. How long do S-words live for? I don't think I want to know.
probably by eating a few of them. You've survived more human attacks than you can count,
Oh my
including
God.
that time someone came at you with a Swiffer like they were wielding Excalibur. You've ensured your legacy lives on in a new generation of skittering,
Yay.
inbred nightmares. You've been the unsung pest control hero and the star of more late-night screams than you can count. You're out of molts and out of time. You need somewhere
end is
quiet,
near.
dark, and undisturbed. Maybe it's behind the refrigerator where the dust bunnies roam free.
Oh, this is sad.
Better yet, inside a forgotten cardboard box in the basement. After all, basements have always been your safe
Is he gonna
haven,
die?
your stomping grounds, your whole
It
world.
wasn't a safe
As you
haven, it was a
crawl
war
inside,
zone.
the quiet is comforting. There's no more need to
Halloween
hunt, no more
box.
need to hide. You settle into the darkness, feeling the weight of years lift from your many legs. You've lived a good life. Well, as good as it gets for a spine-tingling, overachieving arthropod. Rest easy, you
Arthropod.
magnificent nightmare.
That's a good video. That was so sad. The centipede died. But you know what? He lived a good life. He lived a good life. Thank you, Stone. Beautiful video.